December 10th, 2008. A penthouse in Manhattan. One of the most respected men on Wall Street calls his two sons into the study. For decades, this man has managed money for the richest people on earth. Banks trust him. Celebrities beg to invest with him. His returns are so steady, so perfect, they call him the Jewish T-bill, safe as a government bond. And in that study, he tells his sons the truth. There are no investments. There have never been any investments. The entire business, every statement, every trade, every dollar of profit for 40 years is, in his words, one big lie. $65 billion. Gone. The next morning, his own sons turn him in. This is the story of Bernie Madoff, the $65 billion lie. To understand how he fooled everyone, you need to understand one thing. Bernie Madoff wasn't a con man on the fringes. He built the modern stock market. 1960. A 22-year-old lifeguard from Queens starts a trading firm with $5,000 in savings. And he's good. His firm becomes one of the first to trade electronically, years before anyone else. At its peak, it handles almost 1 in every 10 trades on the New York Stock Exchange. By 1990, Bernie Madoff is chairman of NASDAQ. Chairman, the man regulators call for advice, the man who helps write the rules. And on the side, quietly, he runs a second business, managing money for private clients. Not for everyone. That's the genius. You had to be invited. Country clubs, charities, old family money. Getting into Madoff's fund felt like getting into Harvard. The returns? 1% a month. Every month. In good markets, in crashes, in recessions. Never spectacular. Just perfect. Forever. No real investment does that. And that should have been the first clue. Here's how it actually worked. The 17th floor of the Lipstick Building in Manhattan. A locked floor his own employees called the Black Box. Money came in from new investors. Money went out to old investors who wanted to cash out. And in between, nothing. No trades, no stocks. Nothing was ever purchased. For 40 years. A small team used an old computer to print fake account statements, showing trades that never happened, profits that never existed, billions of dollars of imaginary stock maintained on paper by a handful of people sworn to secrecy. It's called a Ponzi scheme. Old investors are paid with new investors' money, and it works perfectly, as long as more money always flows in than out. Banks funneled billions to him. Feeder funds around the world existed for one purpose: collecting money to hand to Madoff. Nobody checked. The returns were too good, and the man was too respectable to question. Except one man checked. In 1999, a Boston analyst named Harry Markopoulos was asked by his boss to copy Madoff's strategy. So he sat down with the numbers. It took him 5 minutes to suspect fraud, 4 hours to prove it mathematically. The returns were impossible. The strategy, as described, could not produce them. Not in this universe. Markopoulos wrote to the SEC, America's financial police. He wrote in 2000. They ignored him. He wrote in 2001. Ignored. 2005. This time, his report was titled, "The World's Largest Hedge Fund is a Fraud." It listed 29 red flags. The SEC investigated. They interviewed Madoff, and they found nothing. The chairman of NASDAQ? A fraudster? Impossible. The watchdogs weren't just asleep. They were starstruck. Then 2008 happened, the global financial crisis, markets in free fall. And terrified investors everywhere needed their money back, all at once. Madoff's clients asked to withdraw $7 billion, and the black box on the 17th floor held a few $100 million. A Ponzi scheme has one rule: the music can never stop. In December 2008, the music stopped. On December 10th, he confessed to his sons. On December 11th, the FBI knocked on his door. He opened it himself. "I know why you're here," he said. $65 billion in paper wealth evaporated. Charities wiped out overnight. Retirees left with nothing. Life savings, college funds, pensions, imaginary numbers on fake statements. Madoff was sentenced to 150 years. He died in prison in 2021. His son Mark died 2 years to the day after the confession, unable to live with the family's disgrace. His other son died of cancer, estranged. The family name erased. But here's the question that should keep you up at night. Markopoulos handed regulators the proof, 5 separate times, over 9 years. The fraud continued anyway, because the most dangerous lie isn't the one that's hard to detect. It's the one nobody wants to be true. If you want more stories about how fortunes are built and how they burn, subscribe. Next, the blood testing machine that fooled Silicon Valley's smartest investors out of $9 billion.